The sleeping man twitched himself awake. The rats, whose delicate ribs projected from their thin, hairless skin, slept close to the man, stealing his warmth. He stirred, and the little vermin body spilled in different directions. With a rough hand, the man wiped drool from his chin. He convulsed with a coughing fit that sent the rats into permanent hiding places among the crevices in the rock and cement. Rolling to his side, the man cleared his lungs, but with each hacking cough, he saw a flash of light. His eyelids clenched with each cranial spark. "Not right," he spat. "My lungs are on fire, not right at all." The rags clung to him like cold, lifeless skin, his layers cloaking him in a fashion reminiscent of nomadic Bedouins. And of course he didn't know the Bedouins. Sinking his hand deep within the cloak, he produced an object resembling a bottle cap. A small, shiny piece of metal with a series of grooves and ridges on its edge. "Yes, yes," he muttered. "This is right. This is perfect." "Yes, go back now. Yes, perfection," he said. He stroked the bottle cap anxiously. "Yes, yes, yes. No more, no more, no more. Perfection." The man reached the end of an alleyway, and before him rose a massive wall whose side stretched as far as the man could see. High above the man's head, mechanical bees buzzed from tower to tower, germinating the hundreds of needle-like structures that poked the skyline. "My lungs are on fire," he said to the bottle cap, rubbing it frantically back and forth between his fingers. "Welcome," declared a buzzing inhuman voice like a child yelling into the moving blades of a fan. The tunnel was clean and narrow in the alleyway. It was lit with thin electrical beams that clung to the smooth wall. Abruptly the man stopped. He turned and peered with his depthless eyes. "We is here!" muttered the man with his raspy voice. The bottle cap pressed securely against his ivory lip. He kissed the cool metal. Extending his other hand, he touched the wall, and instantly part of it disappeared, replaced by a screen, a large red dot on a bright yellow background. The light cast by the screen lit the area. The man squinted at the screen and rose his hand to it, sticking his rough knob of a thumb in the center of the red dot. "Affirmative. Security access granted. Enter when ready," buzzed the unnatural voice. A large section of the tunnel wall rose and light poured into the tunnel. He walked down the corridor, passing red-lit doors. Red, red, another red light, red, red, red. Suddenly a red light flickered in front of the man and it turned green, bright green. Welcome. The silver door under the green light slid open without sound, and from within came an old woman covered in torn rags, her long, stringy silver hair wrapped around her like a web of a spider. She smiled at the man, revealing her toothless mouth. "So much better, oh, so much better," cried the woman. Her face kept changing expressions: smile, frown, angry face, sad face. She giggled. Her eyes were foggy pools of ivory. She limped on her left leg as she passed by the muttering man. He stared at her with sunken eyes. She hobbled down the corridor. The man gripped the bottle cap with both hands, nestling it in his neck in fear. As the man entered the room and the door soundlessly slid closed behind him, he heard the old woman cackle, smile, frown, angry face, sad face. The man looked around the cubicle room, smooth white floor, smooth white ceilings, 4 smooth white walls, one with a silver door he had just entered through. "Name?" the new voice inquired. The voice seemed to originate out of the sterile air. "We is here, and we don't want it anymore!" the man cried out. Silence was the initial reply, then the voice said, "Access denied." "Name?" "Number 356 of 37, the man stated. Suddenly the voice took on a familiar tone. "Ah, 356, how are you feeling? Back for more, eh? Can't say that I blame you. Well, you know the procedure. If you'd please step to the right of the..." "No!" the man commanded with the stubbornness of a 2-year-old child. "Pardon? Repeat 356. I don't understand what you're telling me." "I want to be fed only food. I want to be fed with nothing added." "No dirt." The computer calculated and understood, though it had little compassion. "I can't do that, 356. We both know that you need your vitamin supplement. We must keep you strong and healthy. Now, please step forward." "I ain't needing it. You can keep it. I don't want it." The man was upset. He paced around the cubicle, thrashing his rags against the smooth white walls. "You have no choice, 356. There's no choice to be made. You know the process. Do you want the food? If you want the food, then you undergo the procedure, just like everybody else. You know that, don't you?" "No food! No food!" That's what I meant to say. The tears poured down his face and ran down his thin beard. He began to cough harshly, and he fell to his knees like a prostrate worshiper. "You have no choice, 356. Suddenly a round hole appeared in the ceiling, and a long silver pole came down. A long needle stretched from the pole, and it was actually 2 needles closely set, one to inject the man with the proper amounts of nutritional supplement, with a little extra additive to keep the individual wanting more. The second needle took the cost of the food and drugs, blood. "No! I ain't gonna do it! Gonna starve myself. Let me out of here! Let me out!" The man cried. "All right, 356, you win. You can have only food today. Do you understand? How do you like that? Just don't tell anyone. Well, we will allow it just once." The man stopped writhing. He rubbed his eyes with his rough hands. "You do that for me? For sure?" He flew his arms into the air and danced around the cubicle. His rags fluttered around, dancing with, "You're not gonna give me no dirt!" Affirmative. No dirt for 356. The man began to tremble. He wept uncontrollably. His heart pounded, his veins pulsated. His blood pumped hard against his chest. Choking on his tears, he stretched himself on his back on the smooth white floor. "You know, before I was a hunter with me pa. Down in the tunnels, you know, I used to catch all sorts of good stuff. There was water in the tunnels. Then they came in, there were no fishes anymore. Then they gave us all we needed. Then they come, and we didn't need no fishes. We get it. We get fed dirt. We not needing the dirt. So they decide they take our blood." The pole dangling from the ceiling lowered itself, and the needle stretched longer, targeting itself right above the man's loving heart. As the man lay stretched on the floor, his veins evenly pumped blood through his entire body. "Please move yourself a bit to the left," the computer spoke kindly. The man, trembling, did so with enthusiasm. His thin white beard blended into the floor. "Pa was mad that they had killed the fishes, so guess what happened? You never believe it. They killed Pa. Yep, they did. Sucked them dry. And they continued feeding the dirt. And we was liking it. And I ain't liking it no more. We's living by ourselves. Nobody's friends with nobody. We tries to get as far away from each other as we can. Is you my only friend? Did you not giving me no dirt? Look at me, I'm shaking. Me hands is shaking. You's my only friend. Yes." The man trembled with delight. He laughed at himself, grinning from ear to ear. Between his yellow teeth twinkled the bottle cap. "Yes, yes. Yes, number 356, I am your only friend." With a quick movement, the long, thin needle shot into the man's pounding heart. And before the man could scream, he was sucked dry. The end.